Hi reception. Thanks for joining us today for our first music class. I'm so excited that we're going to start doing music together. Now, what you're going to need in this lesson is the drum that you made yesterday. Now, if you didn't make a drum, that's okay. You can either pause the video now and you can go and make one. Or if you can't do that, which is fine, all you need are your hands because we can drum on a table or even on our own legs. Okay, so don't worry if you haven't got a drum. If you have got one, go and get it now. So in this lesson today, we're going to be noticing different sounds and talking about the differences between the sounds. We're going to be comparing the sounds. And we're going to be thinking about silence. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to talk about different sounds that you hear, and you're going to be able to compare them. Fantastic. But first of all, I want us to have a go at one of our games that we've done with sound before. So remember what you have to do. See if you can remember. I'm going to ring my bell. When you can't hear my bell ring anymore, you put your hand up. So you've got to listen really carefully until you can't hear my bell anymore. Are you ready? I'm going to go first to show you. Okay, you ready? So I put my hand up when I couldn't hear the bell anymore. So you've got to be really, really quiet so that you can hear. Let's do it together now. Now you're going to have a go on your own. Ready? Well done if you put your hand up when you couldn't hear our bell anymore. Now, we put our hands up when it went silent. When it went silent. So what is silence? If you think you know, you can pause the video now and tell your helper or your teddy. What is silence? So silence, or being silent, is when you can't hear anything. So sometimes it's really good for us to be silent so that we can listen to the sounds that are happening around us. Because if we're making lots and lots of noise, we can't hear what's happening around us. And sometimes it's really good to be listening to the sounds that are happening around us. So we're going to play a quick game. We are going to be silent for 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to count the 30 in my head. And when it's time to talk again, I'm going to put thumbs up. But while we're silent, I want you just to listen to what you can hear around you. Let's go. Now. Well done. Our 30 seconds is up. How was that? What was that like being silent for 30 seconds? Was it quite hard or was it easy? I wonder what you heard. I'm going to tell you what I heard. I can hear there's a radiator over there. I'm going to show you. Remember, this is our little reading area, and there's our radiator just there. And I can hear the water in the radiator bubbling. I can hear like a bubble, bubble, bubble sound in the radiator. I can also hear there's some people outside the door over there. And I can hear them talking. They're being quiet because they can see I've got my sign on the door saying I'm filming, but I can still hear them a little bit. Can you pause the video now and tell your helper or your teddy what you heard when you were silent? Super job. Right then, so we've talked about what silence is, but what is a noise? What is a noise? So noise is something that makes a sound. So we can make sounds in lots of different ways. We can make noises in lots of different ways. We can clap. We can click. I know some of you have been practicing your clicking. We can use our mouths to make a noise. Right now, I'm making a noise, aren't I? With my mouth, and my voice box in here, I'm making a noise. So I want to know what your favourite noises are. What's your favourite sounds? I'm going to tell you mine. I like the sound of, see if you know what this is. It's a jangly sound, isn't it? It's some keys. I love the sound. Oh, they're all falling off. I love the sound of keys jingly jangling all together. Try again. I like that sound. I also like the sound of our bell. And I like that sound because it helps to make me feel calm. I also like the sound of when I hear wind in the trees. Outside, there are lots of different sounds to inside. And I like the sound whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of the wind in the trees. Now, I don't like the sound of a car horn beeping. Beep, beep. I don't like that sound. It makes me go a bit shocked. So I'd like you to pause the video now and talk to your helper or your teddy about what sounds you like and what sounds you don't like. Super job. Now, what do we use to hear with? That's right, we use our ears. Bear in mind, look, my ears. So I use the outside of my ear, but also inside, there's lots of important things that help us to hear. And that's why it's really important that we look after our ears. So why is it important to listen? Wonder why we need to listen. Pause the video now and talk to your helper about why it's important that we listen. There's so many reasons, aren't there? So some things that I thought of are if there's a danger. So if you cross the road, you look, but you also need to listen in case a car's coming past. So sometimes there's a danger and listening helps us to spot the danger. It also helps us to learn things, doesn't it? Sometimes when we listen to people, we can learn, whether it's learning some maths or it might be that we learn about somebody. You might learn a new fact about a friend, what their favourite toy is, what their favourite programme is, and we can listen to help us to learn. Also, we listen to enjoy ourselves. So I really enjoy listening to music and I enjoy listening to the birds sing outside. I wonder if you came up with any other reasons why it's important to listen. Now, some people, they can't hear very well at all. Some people can't hear at all. And those people have to learn other ways instead of listening. So it might be that they use sign language, they talk using their hands. It's really clever. Or it might be that they lip read, that they look at your mouth while you're talking and they can understand what you're saying. So some people can't hear, they have to find other ways. Now, for this next part of the lesson, you're going to need your drum. Now, I've brought my own drum here. This is my drum, but you've got a drum that you made yesterday with Mrs. Hutt. Or you can just use your hands. You could use a table, or you could use a tub, or you could just use on your knees. Anything's fine. So let's bring it down a little bit so you can see my drum. Right then, so now here is my drum. I would like you we're going to explore making sounds on our drum and see what sounds we like and which sounds we don't like and talk about the differences. So first of all, I'd like you to just have a go at doing anything you like on your drum. So pause the video now and just have a play around tapping your drum in different ways. Pause the video now and just have a little bit of fun with your drum. Super. Me and Bertie had lots and lots of fun then, tapping our drum in different ways. Now, I tapped slowly to start with. Can you tap slowly, reception? Super job. Then Bertie came along and Bertie tapped really quickly. He tapped fast. Can you tap fast? Super job. So I want to think about the difference between and. I noticed something when I did my slow one. In between each tap, what can you hear? Listen again. It's silence. So the difference between me tapping slowly and quickly is when I do it slowly, there's a bit of silence in between each one. Fantastic. Now we're going to have a little go at doing one together and seeing if you can help me to spot the differences or anything that's similar. So now I'm going to tap softly. Listen. Can you tap softly along with me? So I'm being really careful. Think about how you're using your hands. That's right. I'm carefully touching my drum. I'm not hitting it. I'm carefully touching it. What's the sound like? That's right. I can't hear my sound very much. It's a gentle, soft sound. Now we're going to do it really loudly. So I'm going to go first. Can you join in? Well done. So when you were tapping your drum loudly, what was the difference with your hands? That's right, we had to hit it a bit harder, didn't we? We had to use a bit more strength, a bit more force to hit our drum to make it louder. Well done. My fingers are tingling a little bit. What about the sound? So when we did it gently, it was a soft sound, wasn't it? What's it like when we do it hard, when we do it loudly? What's that sound like now? That's right. It's a lot louder. It's also stronger and it's a bit clearer. We don't need to lean into here. We can hear it really clearly. Let's do the loud one again. Fantastic. Well done. You helped me to compare the sounds of soft and loud. Well done, reception. You really helped me to do that. This time, we are going to do a different one and you're going to have a go on your own. So this time, we're going to need to use something different. So we could use, for example, our hands to tap, but also I'm going to use some paper. So I'm going to hit with my hands and some paper. I'd like you to go and get something else that you could tap your drum with. It could be a teddy. Maybe your teddy, look, if you've got your teddy, maybe your teddy is going to hit your drum. Maybe you could get a feather or a spoon. Go and pause now and go and get something else that you can tap your drum with. Super job. So what I'd like you to do on your own now is tap with your hands and think about the sound, and then tap with whatever else you've got. And I want you to think about what the differences are and maybe what's similar about it. And then tune in for part 2 where we're going to have a little chat. See you in a minute.